Good afternoon, good afternoon. I am Sandgrain1. This is episode 22 of the Sandpack series. This is my peat farm, as you can see, I've started to make a more permanent structure around here. This is going to go up to some other farms, which I need to construct. But yeah, starting to take shape here. This is going to be an orchard. These are walnut trees, and they are ripe. All these leaves have walnuts. And I hope to start the harvesting of these with an orchard. We're also going to take a closer look at this system, make some minor changes, and start expanding it. This system will, for example, get mulch from the orchard. So, not sure how much I will be able to finish today, but hopefully we'll be able to get something working. But before we start, I want to redo the test regarding crushed ice. How many ice capsules are we going to need for each bucket of fuel? So these two engines now have only one fuel bucket each, and it has access to 10 buckets of ice as well as 5 stacks of buckets here. So we should now get a more exact measurement. The quarry is slightly larger and it has less fuel, so now hopefully the system will stop based on fuel and not because it is running out of work to do. So we should get an exact number for how many ice capsules it's going to need for each bucket of fuel. I've also removed the lever, so now I hooked this gate directly up to the quarry instead. So work scheduled simply just means that the quarry is ready to run. Should I remove these torches, or should I just, yeah. I'm probably going to get spawns here now that it's so dark, but I'll go and sleep some. So yeah, just going to turn on the signal. The engines is going to start, and now we just need to wait 3 hours to get the test results. Before we hook the system up to any other systems, I'm going to make some minor changes, some simplifications here. I'm going to, let's see here, remove the, I hope that removing this is not going to destroy anything too much here. I'm going to move that one, so that was the valve block. I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to replace this one with a hatch and replace it. Hopefully that will reform with all the inventory. So yeah, this machine will now have two. Oh, I didn't think of that. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, so yeah, I can't control if this farm is now going to output items here or here. Yeah, no. Bad plan. Undo. I found a solution here. I moved it one block up, which prevents any connection here. but I would need, it does change a few things here, so I need a longer pipe here instead. I can place it there, I guess, and then a chest here. Oath Arctic gate and a normal iron gate. Some wires between, and now I can, let's see, check for fertilizer. So below 25%, send a red pipe signal. So this should supply a fair amount of fertilizer for the farm. I do think I have some fertilizer over here. Those were empty, it seems. Yeah, I made some fertilizer, so this is now the fertilizer input. I didn't completely finish back here either, so I'm going to move this pump. Let's see, I can remove these two as well, and all of this. So the pump is going to be placed here, directly on that pipe, and directly connected to the farm. So this simplifies the piping a little bit, like so. This system now has 4 inputs. There is fertilizer, mulch, dirt and sand. Now the mulch, dirt and sand is actually for the creation of bog earth. Creating bog earth here, right under the farm, is logical because this farm is the only location in my entire base header that is going to need bog earth. So it's a logical location. However, if I moved the bog earth creation somewhere else, the input to this farm would have been simplified. Instead of 4 resources, it would have been 2, fertilizer and bog earth. Now, I'm not going to move it, but I will consider it if it turns out that it is easier to sort out the logistics around this. BuildCraft is also just like logistics pipes and applied energistics, a logistics mod. This here is a small logistics system. It is a system that makes sure that the carpenter is supplied with the right amount of resources from these chests here. Now, we will need to build on this, of course. We are going to create systems, logistics system, that provide these chests with the right amount of resources. And this is where it opens up a possibility to move this system. Because sand and dirt needs to be stored or produced somewhere. So, if moving this here closer to the location where sand and dirt is made, then that would probably be a simpler logistics system than what we are forced to create here with 4 different item inputs here. I'm not going to move anything yet, because right now I don't have any production of dirt or sand. So moving it now would be useless, and it wouldn't really simplify anything. But it's something that I need to keep in mind. So yeah, 4 inputs, and it has 3 outputs. The output from these engines are ash, and then we have, of course, from the farm, peat and dirt. So dirt is both an output and an input. So that is probably the easiest things to solve. And we can take a look at that right away. I want to start with the inputs here. Now, BuildCraft does have some limitations when it comes to how many items it can ask for across the same line. Let's take a closer look at our options here. This is one option. One line for each chest, right? Now this is going to be very chaotic, very fast, with a lot of pipes. But the benefit of this system is that we can use iron gates all the way. So we can use red pipe wire on all these, and they don't connect here. So that's the benefit, and we can stick with iron gates. In some cases we might actually be forced to do it like that. It depends on how many items our system is in need of, what the input requirements for the system is going to be. So let's see here on the next option. Okay, let's see here if we have, what's the best one? If you have the iron pipe there, like so, and then we can have the cobble here. In this case, we're going to be dealing with two lines. One for two items and one line for the two other items. In this case, we are going to need two signals. One for example, mulch, and another one for the fertilizer. So in this case, we're going to need two signaling cables. And we are introducing gold gates. So that's one possibility. I could probably have organized those pipes a little bit better. The last option is to have all four items on the same line. And this is where the limitation gets. We actually hit the limitation of BuildCraft. You can only ask for 4 items on the same line, because it's going to require 4 different cables. Red, blue, green, and yellow. Let's see, or should I have green first? And yellow. And of course, we can these here is used as filters. So we just we simply, yeah, it would not have worked with iron pipes in my previous setup. By the way, it would have required a diamond. But yeah, then we just filter it so that all dirt that comes here enters this chest, and all sand goes all the way down here. So that's how we are going to do it, at least for now. Okay, so I have made a simple loop here. The dirt will come out here, follow this pipeline, and it will pass by this chest here. So I've prepared a little bit here. So I need to filter it so that all dirt will enter the chest as long as there is room for dirt here. And as you can see, I have limited how much dirt there is room for. I don't want to have a lot of chests with dirt placed here and there. The reason why I have this chest here, instead of sending all dirt straight back here, is that the farm is actually producing more dirt than it's going to need. So we need to keep some dirt for this system, but the rest of the dirt is going to be sent to storage, and it's going to be used in other farms. I'm going to set up. Here we also have a junction. The dirt coming from that end will be sent in the yellow here, and this is basically just to block it so nothing will enter there. And the same here, when the dirt comes here, it will enter this chest. And these are blocked with other resources. Going to use a gold gate on this here, and we can see here if there is space in inventory, then send a blue signal. So we can turn the blue signal on or off. So now it's on. You can see it's going all the way back there, and now it's off. So let's see here. Like so. Let's see now. I should probably... let's remove a lot of the dirt here and place it here. Let's see how many items that will be in transit when the system shuts itself off. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the same trick here. I don't need to store a lot of dirt here. So I'm going to limit how much dirt there is room for. Let's see how this goes. Now it is full one, and that turned the signal off, and now we'll see how many items that are in transit. 12, 15. Supply has stopped, and it looks like it stopped at 19, and that is very safe. So that extra slot was plenty of space for the dirt that is in transit when the signal is turned off. And we're going to create a similar system for the other resources, but from other sources. For example, mulch is going to be sent from a squeezer, squeezing the walnut. Fertilizer, same thing, is going to have a fertilizer factory over here somewhere, and that system is going to supply fertilizer for all forestry farms. And dirt and sand, of course. Well, dirt is now secured from here, and something similar for sand. I placed the structure here, but I don't think I have time to sort out all the infrastructure in this episode. I've been experimenting a little bit in creative with a squeezer that could squeeze all the walnuts and powering and everything. And it's actually a more advanced system that I have over here. looks like it's going to be more advanced. So I'm saving it for another episode. Instead, we're going to quickly look at what I have done here. So I've hooked up a diamond gate here to this chest here for fertilizer. So and there is room for fertilizer in that chest. It's going to emit a yellow signal. Travels here and here. So this is now going to be a place to store a small amount of fertilizer that this system can use. And this is going to be a distribution chest, so fertilizer can now go in that direction, and I can hook up more sources here, so can send fertilizer in this direction here, and for example to this system. So that's the plan. Let's see if it'll work here. First of all, I'm going to let this system run. Produce a few more fertilizer there. Yeah, I just dumped some apatite and some ash here. But this is the same thing as with dirt. Actually, it's not, is it? No. Going to need ash there. Now it's the same. So ash coming from these engines will enter the chest. And let's see. So this has now filled up. And let's do a similar test here, so we can see that the yellow signal lights up. And yeah, there's diamond AND gate here. I've used the pipe empty test there. I don't think I used it here. No. Yeah, to slow it down. I don't want too many fertilizer to be in transit, as I call it. So in this case, it was only 3 fertilizer. Actually, there were only 2 fertilizer in transit when this was filled, as opposed to, was it here when it was 19 or so. So now we have made sure to refill at least 2 out of the 4 chests here, and we will continue on this in one of the next episodes. It looks like the engines over here has stopped, so let's take a look. Okay, so 1 stack and let's see, 37, 27. So almost 1.5 stack, and almost 1 from here, so 1.5 stack. Or to be more exact, 64, 27, and 1, 92. So 1 bucket of fuel used 92 buckets of crushed ice. So that's a very hungry engine, and yeah, I personally think it's too much. It works for temporary systems like this, but you can't really create a large power station because you won't be able to create crushed ice fast enough. You will need a whole lot of bees, an army of wintry queens or glacial bees to maintain a supply. But yeah, then we know that at least. So, future episode, orchard, and some more logistics for all of it. But I hope this episode was had at least a few pieces of information that you can use in your own world. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.